Okay, we are live with the Weston, who now has his wife has been generous enough to allow him to use her laptop, so he can. His camera's working tonight, and I didn't get to see a lot of that debate. I was actually busy getting things prepared for tomorrow. I was listening, but there were some problems with the live feed. In fact, we had to switch out of them, but. There were some high moments, and there were some real troubling ones at the same time. What was you were able to watch what was the audience reaction? What's your reaction? How did it go?
Well, I don't know. The audience really loved Rand Paul. I can tell you that. He had some fans out there tonight. But I think overall, I have to say Cruz did very well. All right, we'll go ahead and say that. I know some people are going to have issue with the way the moderators ask questions, and hit Cruz and such, but really, I think Cruz did a very good job of holding his own. I don't know. There were a few dust-ups, like Bush and Rubio, and I think it was kind of like they knew Trump wasn't there. He wasn't there to mess with Paul, so they kind of had to shove Paul on Cruz. But Cruz kind of took it well.
I'm not a real student of Fox News, but at the same time, I observed something that I thought was unique, and maybe it's not. Y'all tell me. It appeared to me that they're playing evidentiary sound bites as though if there's a trial going on. So is that's the first time I've ever seen that. Is it normal? Has that ever happened before?
I've never noticed it before, but, I really didn't mind it too much. To some degree anyway. Because it kind of reminded you of things that may have happened or, if people had missed it, So I really didn't mind it too much. It just helps set the context, I guess is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I was, on the one hand, I feel like that there's, in this debate format, which, by the way, the debate format is up to the people hosting the debate. It's their business, right? So, but I can still have an opinion. Mm-hmm. But the moderator is supposed to, in a normal situation, the moderator is supposed to maintain order and focus. That's why they call him a moderator. Right. But in these debates, it seems like the moderators are actually injecting themselves into the dialogue. And I don't know if that's a good thing. Why don't they let the candidates debate each other rather than debate the media? Now, I did also find it interesting that by playing those sound bites, it precluded any opportunity for them to just patently deny it. Mm-hmm. And the evidence, the proof of that was Christie was just blown. I think he had a very spontaneous and animated moment. He was just blown away. Yeah. And I think it was a real chance for him to step aside, to be the outsider that seems to be so vogue these days. And I think that was probably his highest moment, or at least the highest moment I heard.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. Christie actually did okay tonight. But yeah, I just don't think he's going to go anywhere. I don't know. The Fox News, I've had some very strong opinions about Fox News, and especially the way they've handled the debates. And you're absolutely right. They go out of their way to inject themselves. It's almost like it's about them, And I happened to catch Megyn Kelly's show last night, which I really don't watch her honestly, but I was watching because of the Trump thing. But whatever. She had actually said, and I'm going to be on the stage with them, And I was thinking about that, and it's like.
Did she mean
really not going to be on the stage with them, So.
Did she mean vicariously?
Well,
in that sense, or did she mean it literally? She was going to.
I don't know. I kind of took it like she meant it literally, but it's probably kind of just being smart,
Yeah, I think it was a metaphor, But at the same time, it's clear to me, and I. Like I said, I had a pretty low opinion of the way that, it's like a press conference. They're supposed to ask a question, but that's never what they do. Mm-hmm. Well, they do ask a question, but first they set it up with a bunch of statements. Why don't they just ask the question? You know.
Yeah. Well, they're kind of leading the candidates, of course. But I mean, you know, look, the debates like we had in the '80s with Reagan and stuff, there's not going to be that way anymore. Everything is so sensationalized, and it's got to be, you know, for the ratings. I mean, they got to get people to tune in. Nobody wants to tune in and, you know, actually learn something about the candidates, which is something else I really loved about this debate tonight. I mean, you know, with Trump not being there, they interjected Trump quite a bit. And, of course, everybody had to make their little jokes. But once they got past all of that, you know, they really did hit some substance tonight. And we really didn't get to see that much in previous debates.
Well, I think, you know, I mean, what everybody was, I think, anticipating, it's like when you go to a car race, you're looking for a wreck. Mm-hmm. You know, here we are just hours before the caucus. And, you know, the candidates, the public are both looking for some breakthrough moment. They're waiting on the leader to stumble. They're waiting on the long shot to surge forward and to get the field more crowded. I wonder what impact, if any, this debate is going to have. Did anybody change their mind tonight? I kind of doubt it.
Yeah, I really don't think so. You know, I kind of think Rubio did fairly well. I mean, but he, you know, it was all pretty normal with him. And as was pointing it out earlier, you know, he's moving up in the polls, so he kind of had to really push, you know, for that moment. But you know, he really didn't. I mean, nobody really took out Cruz or, you know, really anybody else. I mean, you know what I'll tell you though, I think Jeb Bush probably had one of the best moments of the night. In response, I didn't write it down, but in response to the question about the Muslims and that sort of thing, I don't think it's going to make any difference whatsoever, you know, in his campaign. But it was just one of those things that, you know, you don't see very often. Jeb Bush giving a strong answer.
Well, I hope that we were hoping for a breakthrough, or you know, I mean, we just love to see it. It's we are looking for sensationalism and all that, and I think your observation is very cogent. You know, the days of the old Kennedy, Nixon, I think that pretty well went out the window with Reagan. It's now a media circus with it's sort of like a hockey game. You know, hey, I went to the fights and a hockey game broke out. I think they really want to see blood. And I don't know if their mission is to really dig down to get the statements clarified. And I don't know. It's I'm sure everybody was riveted to it. We'll see how the ratings go. And of course, I don't know what impact Trump's little sideshow is. I mean, we'll have to wait till tomorrow, I guess, to find out how that went.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, I'm pretty sure that somebody's going to hit on the fact that, you know, Huckabee and Santorum showed up, and you know, they were the winners of the last two Iowa caucuses. So it's kind of a powerful statement,
which proves to me how insignificant the Iowa caucus really is.
Well, now there's that too, though. Yes, absolutely.
Nobody that's ever won the Iowa caucus has gone on to win the office. In fact, Huckabee himself, when he won it, said that this is the most insignificant of significant events. And because the Iowa caucus is so, they're kind of like Louisiana. They do things their way. So it's really difficult to tell, but boy, there'll be a lot of press about it and a lot. But I was just glad that we had the opportunity to get together and share in the chat. I know that you know, most people were riveted to the television, but I wanted to give the opportunity for you and the others, you know, to just get down and watch it with family, so to speak. Yeah, absolutely. It was definitely more enjoyable from being there, and it was great to have the stream going. I mean, I gotta tell you that. Well, we're furiously, and I have to give credit to Sunbelt Girl. If you go to Fox News, they had it engineered. Yes, it was on YouTube, but I'm a pretty good hacker, and they had that thing locked down. On a YouTube video, you can normally go down at the bottom and it'll say, show it on YouTube. No, not there. So I went to the source code looking for the ID of the video and tried to go directly to the URL by reconstructing it. No, they anticipated people like me, and they didn't want that being played anywhere but there. And well, I don't blame them.
Yeah.
And how some of these other, now that first video feed we had was, I think that's the same outfit that is in the UK, and that's kind of what they do, is hijack stuff. And and it's difficult to prosecute copyright laws across our borders. So anyway, but I think the thing collapsed, and the second one was jittery too. So I don't know what's going on, but hopefully ours is going smooth. But Weston, listen, good to have you on board. We're going to wrap it up tonight, and I appreciate your insights, and let's just keep working for the cause. And I appreciate your efforts and appreciate you coming on board with us tonight.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
All right, bud. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.